Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Garfield.
Before you go, I was just showing them how to make their YouTube URL have that username in there so you get more YouTube credit.
Right, right.
What ranking does that help?
It helps a lot. In YouTube, it's my channel's call again. You're Steve Garfield TV,
yep,
right?
Steve Garfield.
Steve Garfield. So typically when you're in front of an audience, you'll say YouTube/Steve Garfield, and that'll take you there. The way the infrastructure for YouTube is set up, it's Steve Garfield youtube.com/user/Steve Garfield. That's just the way that YouTube is set up internally. What does it matter from a link juice standpoint? Well, when you link to /user/channel name, then it's what Google's looking for, and you get more benefit that way. And we've seen channels, we've seen videos hop from 25 and 30 to the top 3 just by changing the user linkings to the channels, a couple of weeks previously. So it's a minor thing, but if you've got YouTube, make your web address for the links, YouTube/user/your name.
Excellent.
Silly, ridiculous, but YouTube.com/user/the name of the channel. And it's silly, but it's their toolbox, it's their playground, and you're playing in it. So, Steve Garfield, everybody.
Thank you very much. See, we got that all handled. So, I'm Steve Garfield from stevegarfield.com, and this is my video toolkit for getting seen on social media outposts. I started video blogging, putting video on a blog, January 1st, 2004. When there wasn't any video blogging. It just didn't exist. There was blogging, and it was great for allowing people to put their text on the web. And January 1st, 2004, I thought, why isn't there a way to easily put video on the web? So I made up a blog, and I called it Steve Garfield's Video Blog, and I put a video on it and published it. And on that post, I started explaining what I was learning, how I put the video up, how I shot it, and that's what Steve's video blog was all about, teaching people how to do video. And fast forward to last year, then I wrote a book, Get Seen, which has all this knowledge of how to put video on the web. And so basically what this is, it's kind of a really fast run-through of all these great tips, and a large part of it is my video toolkit, different cameras and things, because a lot of times people will talk about how to put video on the web, and one of the things that I hate hearing, and I just heard it in the last panel I was in, they said, in order to do live streaming, you need to get all this equipment and $25,000 at least. And I was like, that is so wrong. So that's what you're going to hear from me. So let's get started. Oh, before we get started, does anyone have any burning questions or things they want to make sure I cover in the session? So if everybody's okay? All right, here we go. Oh, and I have a clicker. Oh, see, my biggest problem with this, I was in another session, and the guy stood up and said, in order to do web video, this is what you need. And he put a big picture up, and it was $8,100 worth of equipment. Well, that's right, and that's wrong, too. I hosted a thing for the Open Video Conference. It was a dance party, and we set a world record for most people shooting video at the same time at this dance party. And so everybody had the cameras that they had on them. And here they all are. I'm like, show me all your cameras. And they just pulled out, whatever cameras they had. And it was really fun and exciting. And at Peter Shankman's keynote, we got any of you guys in it? He said there was like 1,000 people in there. How many people have a cell phone that doesn't have a camera in it? And no one raised their hand. So everybody has cameras now. So here we go. So the flip camera, which is over on the left, it's sad, it's dying, it's dead. For whatever reason, Cisco can't use the flip anymore. The reason that I love the flip and everybody loved it was it had that big red button in it, and all you had to do was turn it on, press the red button to record, you're recording, press stop, and you did your video. So now people want my suggestions. What else is there? So this first one is the Kodak Playful camera, and it's like about this little. It's real tiny, and I'm in the Kodak Blogger program, so they give me these cameras to try out. $84 was the price on Amazon when I put this together. It's great. Really small, has that big button to record with, and that's it. Has a little screen, so if you want a little bigger screen, you want to look at something else. So the next one to consider in the line is the Kodak PlaySport. This one's cool. I take this on vacation and things, and it's waterproof. Costs a little bit more, but the cool thing about it, it has a bigger screen. So that's cool for when you're shooting, and you get a bigger screen to look at, and it's also better for reviewing the footage when you have it on the camera. So here we are at the Atlantis Resort in Bahamas. Anybody gone there? Yep. Did you go on the water slides? Yeah. These water slides are insane. They lull you into complacency on this little river, and you're in a raft, and you're floating around, and then you come across this huge Star Wars thing in the middle of the Bahamas. It looks like a Darth Vader tower that's 1,000,000 stories high. And we get to the top of it, and so I took my Kodak PlaySport with a Gorilla Pod, and I wrapped it around the handle, and I hit record, and so my wife is on here in the front with me. And the funny thing about these rides is when we go on them, she's screaming her head off, and that gets me to laugh my head off because I think it's so funny that she's screaming. So here's that video. Hold on to my hat. All right. She goes, I can't see. No kidding, you can't see.
Oh, funny. Oh my God.
It's funny, right? And I think, what do you think of the quality? It amazes me every time. So,
do either one of those have the external mic jacks?
Thank you for being here. One moment. External mic jack, very important. This one does not. So I told Kodak about this video, or I sent them a link. Hey, I recorded this video with the PlaySport, and they're like, we're featuring you on our Kodak, blog, 1,000 words blog. So part of this presentation is about hardware and stuff, and the other part is about how to get seen. So, I'm shooting this thing, and I think they might be interested, so I just send them a little link, and the next thing you know, I'm on their blog, and who knows how many thousands of views that thing gets. So it's, a relationship. And here you go. The next is the Kodak Play Touch, which has a mic jack on it. It also has a little ability to trim footage, like a little bit off the front and a little bit off the end if you want. And it has this LCD, a glare shield, and actually the PlaySport also has that. So in the bright sun, you can actually see the screen. Some other Pocket HD video cameras, when you're out in the sun, you can't see a thing on the Pocket video camera. So these two are great with that glare screen feature. And the mic jack is great, so I'll get into more about that, but you can plug in a mic jack and get even better sound. So how to record and share, in my video toolkit. Okay, so now we're getting into what I have right now. Olympus is really smart. They gave away, it's at least 100 of these. Does anybody know? I think it's 100 of these pen cameras. Could be 1,000. No, you know what? It's 1,000 cameras to bloggers. So they sent me an email. Hey, Steve, we have this $500 camera. You want it? I'm like, okay, I'll take it. This is a Micro Four Thirds camera, which is it's smaller than your regular SLR, and it has lenses that you can take off and replace with other kind of lenses, which is cool. And it also has an adapter to add a mic jack if you want. So this one I've been shooting some interviews with. An older one that I have that I got when I was in the Panasonic Blogger program is one similar to this. This is a higher end one, And so the cool thing about this one over the pen camera is it has this flip-out viewfinder. So when you put it on a tripod and you're shooting yourself, you can very easily see, you know, where you are and where you should sit. So that's a really good feature of that. On the pen camera, if I'm shooting myself, what you could do is you could sit where you're going to sit, and you could set the camera on a timer and have it take a photo, sit, and then like run back and look at the photo. So that's a way to work with it without the flip out, but the flip out's really good. And the other thing it has, and a lot of, like Canon, a lot of brands have a headphone jack. So when you're doing a professional shoot and you're shooting, everything sounds good to you, but if you have a headphone jack on, there could be like a clicking sound, or the refrigerator hasn't been unplugged, and you would hear that in the headphones, but you wouldn't really notice without headphones. So as you go up the level of cameras, these are some of the things you want to consider. When you go on a shoot in someone's house and there's a refrigerator, what you want to do is unplug it and then take your car keys and put them inside the refrigerator. So when the shoot's over and you're ready to go home, you go, where are my car keys? Oh, in the refrigerator. You go to the refrigerator, you're like, oh, I have to plug the refrigerator back in. I'm not the only one that uses that tip. It's a real thing. So use it and share it. That's tweetable, too. If you're tweeting, at Steve Garfield's my name if you want to do that. Okay, here, let's talk about some techniques. Lighting. Have you guys been in some other sessions that are kind of similar, where they talk about toolkits and lighting and sound and everything? No? Yes? No? Okay. Oh, no. All right. Lighting. Well, be aware of your surroundings. And if it's dark, go find a light place. And use existing light. And it's pretty simple. When I worked with WGBH in Boston on their auction, putting together all the videos for the things that were going to be auctioned off on TV, and I went out with the crews, and these guys have worked at WGBH public television for 20 years, and they're the best, and they're bringing out their equipment, and this was when I first started working with them. I said, where's all your lights? They're like, we don't use lights. Well, they do use lights sometimes, but on these shoots they weren't using lights. They put the thing by the window, or they turn on all the lights, or they go outside, and it's less stuff that you have to carry around. So it's something that I do and think about. Like here, I've been doing some interviews. It's dark over here, it's really light over there. Let's just walk over there. Yep?
Would you mind standing over there? It would help me out quite a bit.
Sure.
I'm
You're kidding!
It's very dark where you're standing.
Oh no, so you're serious. You'd think Blog World Expo would have light kits, right? Okay. The next thing is this little light here. It's a LED light, and you see them around if you look at all the people shooting video around here, they're all using these LED lights now. And they're great because they don't throw any heat. And this one's like $50. This version here, you plug it in, charge it up, and then you unplug it, and it lasts for a little while, 2 to 4 hours, I'm not sure. But I think it's this version. Can also work plugged in to power. So it's a good little light. There's my friend Ann Handley from Marketing Profs. I don't know if anybody knows her, but there's Ann, and we're doing a shoot with her. And here I am using some a little older lights. They're Lowell Tota lights, which is a light, an umbrella, and a stand. And those have these special bulbs that cost $8 each, and they get really, really hot, and they throw a lot of heat. And it makes the person you're interviewing or who's doing the video a little uncomfortable because it gets pretty hot. I still use them. I used them on a shoot recently, and they draw a lot of power too. But they're $200.
So is it $200 for the bulb or that whole umbrella looking thing?
The umbrella, the light, and the stand is
Is there a specific site that you recommend?
Amazon. Yep, Amazon. B&H is the B&H Photo in New York is a great place for photo and video equipment. I tend to buy everything off Amazon. So this is the other thing you'll see around on the show floor. All the places where people are set up to do shoots, they use these light panels. This is one that I have. It's around $400, but there are also versions. You go on Amazon and search for this. There are some versions of this for $40, $50, and you read the comments, and people really like them. Light panels is like the brand. Now for audio, everybody will tell you audio is the best thing to do. So when you're shooting, if let's say you're using the camera you have on you, which is in your, let's say, iPhone, and it shoots great HD quality, and you want to plug in a mic, there really hasn't been a good plug-in solution for an iPhone until I found this one, the iRig mic. It's a really great mic. You just plug it in and use it as an interview mic. Problem solved. Really good solution. So for some of these cameras that you have, if you don't have the ability to add in a mic, it's important to know where the microphone is on it so you can utilize it properly. So on this Olympus pen, it's right on the top, left and right there. Like on the iPhone, you know, if you're holding it, it's where you talk. So sometimes when I use an iPhone and do shoots, if I'm like narrating a scene, I hold it like right here by my mouth. Instead of like this and talk, that isn't going to work as well. So I just like talk right into it like this if you don't use a mic. So that's being aware of where the mic is.
I'm sorry, the iPhone has that external microphone jack now?
No, it plugs into the headphone jack. And so you know how when you have your earbuds, it has a mic?
Right.
So it goes in there. Yep. So over on the right, for that pen camera, where you would normally use the hot shoe to put a flash on top, this thing pops on, and now that camera has a mic jack. And then they have a little left-right stereo adapter, and that, I just got this camera and started playing around with it and shooting some interviews. And the thing that's so cool about it is I put the camera on a tripod and then use this mic. Actually, here at the show, it comes with a little lapel clip. I don't know where that is. So when I'm interviewing people, I just have them hold it, and I don't put that in the frame, and it's coming out really clear and good. The other mic, which is a lavalier mic, it has like a 20-foot cable on it, is this Audio Technica. This version's the ATR 35S. It's $25. So if you look at the reviews of it on Amazon, people love it, and they say it's not, you know, a high-end mic, but if it breaks or something, do they just buy another one? And then, so people ask me, I want a wireless mic. I say, well, why do you want a wireless mic? And they say, well, because the person is really far away. Well, this thing has a 20-foot cable, and it's only $25. So it's like, oh, I'll try that. And it works. That's my wife, Carol. She's the one who was screaming in that ride. So we do a show called The Carol and Steve Show. Back in 2005, we did 52 episodes of it. Every weekend, we filmed like whatever we were doing on the weekend. It was kind of fun. And so we're bringing it back. And so here's the setup. It's that pen camera on a tripod, and then the mic I have sitting on the table right here. And it has left and right mics, stereo mic. And so I just put it on the table, and we just did the video. And the audio came out great. I think the next slide. Okay. Do you guys know Ben & Jerry's came out with this new flavor, Schweddy balls? Anybody? It's a little controversial. It's based on a Saturday Night Live skit. And the Family Institute, some people are mad. The Million Moms are mad. So I wanted to find that ice cream and taste it, so that's what this show's about. And this lets you hear what the audio sounds like. This will be Steve and Carol.
Carol and Steve. Hi, this is Carol
And this is Steve.
from the Carol and Steve Show.
And
Haven't seen you in a while,
no, it's been a while.
but we're back.
So what's this show going to be about?
It's about the new Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Right, sweaty balls, which, big controversy on this ice cream. There's 1millionmoms.com who's totally against it, and a lot of the supermarkets in our area in Boston aren't carrying it because they were pressured to not
So
carry
on
it
our-
because of the name. What's the big deal?
All right, so on our power walk this morning, what did we do?
We went into every store because I wanted to.
And we found it.
Right, so we found it in 7-Eleven, and we didn't find it in CVS, but we hear certain stores have it around, so you might not be able to find it. It's a limited edition Ben & Jerry's ice cream, sweaty balls from the Saturday Night Live skit, which, have you seen?
I don't think so.
Okay, Alec Baldwin's in it. It's very funny. Well, here, let's just look at a clip of what this is all about.
Ooh, I like the way your balls smell.
Do whatever you want to them, ladies. My balls are here for your pleasure.
So there you go. That's what it's about. So this is vanilla ice cream with a hint of rum and loaded with fudge, covered rum and malt balls. Malted milk balls I like.
I'm not sure. So we're going to
So-
taste it.
Everybody wants to know what this tastes like. So here's your spoon. Oh, look at there are the little balls in there.
I'm going to have one.
You're going to have one? Okay.
am.
Oh,
Oh, that's actually a decent sized ball.
that's what she said. I'm really sorry. The vanilla is very good. Let me.
I don't know if I like that rum.
I'm gonna put these two balls in my mouth.
Too much rum. I can really taste the rum.
A little cold. Hard.
Yeah, very hard.
These balls are hard. Oh, I just got a malted milk ball. That I like.
Oh.
Oh, no, I'm getting your table dirty. So I like it. My other favorite, I really like Jimmy Fallon's late night snack. That is like my favorite Ben and
With
Jerry's.
potato chips in it.
Yeah. But this is pretty good. Actually, it's good.
I don't like the balls.
That's what she said.
All right.
Well, that's it.
Stay tuned for more Carol
More.
and Steve shows.
Right. And you can always follow me at Steve Garfield on Twitter. And go to stevegarfield.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.
Bye.
It's good ice cream.
I like the ice cream. I just don't like.
I think the balls
rum.
are a little hard.
I think there was too much rum.
It's a little fun break. Really, tweet that out. That needs more views. Yeah.
What do you edit with that? Have we not gotten to that yet?
That's a good question. I edit with a lot of different things. Right now, I'm working with Final Cut Pro 10, the new Final Cut, which I love.
Do you need to be a pro to know how to use that?
Nope, they totally changed the interface, and now it's very similar to iMovie, which I used to use Final Cut Pro all the time, and then I had an issue with my computer, and I started using iMovie. I loved iMovie, so I've been using iMovie a lot, which is a great way to start on a Mac, but I'm loving Final Cut Pro 10. That effect, you just drag the effect on the video, and it makes that for you. I could never do that with iMovie. Yep.
The sound was incredible. How did you split the microphones?
Oh, the sound was just great, right?
Yeah.
How did I split the microphones? What do you mean?
You were with Mike, correct?
Well, so that mic is a stereo mic with left and right.
Right.
So I just placed it on the table in front of us, and it just picked us up.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And which mic was that?
That one was an Olympus mic that goes with the pen camera, but I think Sony also makes one like that. If you search Amazon for Sony mic, you'll see one that's like a little stereo mic that pops out in either way.
Okay, but it comes with the pen camera?
No, it's an add-on for the pen camera.
Add-on for the pen.
Yep.
So it's a table microphone.
Not, that's how I used it. So I guess the answer would be yes. It comes with a lapel clip, so you can clip it on. I was like, oh, I'm just going to put it on the table. Worked great.
That was an incredible sound.
Thank you. Any other questions on that one? Okay. Good so far, so good?
If we're going to tweet
Yeah.
that out, where would to that actual show? Is that
Carol and Steve show leads you to my YouTube page, and that episode should be the top one. Simple. Oh, so then the getting seen on social media part of this is I tweeted it out, and I said to the official Ben & Jerry's Twitter name, which is Cherry Garcia, I said, Shorty Ball's ice cream taste test. And so what we're looking at is their page. They retweeted it out to all their, who knows, 35,000 followers. So I thought, like when I thought about the Kodak one, like on this one, I'm like, okay, well, Ben & Jerry's. And so I just let them know. And they retweeted it. And then all of a sudden I started seeing all this activity. And I was like, wow. So that was pretty cool. Yep.
I'm sorry, so you just tweeted to them, you didn't know anyone at Ben & Jerry's?
Yeah, I just found out what their Twitter name was, and at the bottom there's my tweet. It says @Cherry Garcia, and then I put Ben & Jerry's Sweaty Balls Ice Cream Taste Test YouTube video, and I just put it out there, and just went on to my next thing, and they retweeted it. Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah.
Question: do you ever post for that particular video? Would you post to their Facebook page also? Ever?
I did, actually. So I also found their Facebook page, and I took the YouTube URL, and I just put it in there and posted it. So now anybody who's a fan of theirs could play the video on their YouTube page. Yep.
And so you did that approach as opposed to posting on your Facebook page and linking and tagging them, right?
Right, that's what I did, I think, that time. Yep. And that's the other way you can do it, too. But like, that's a good point. If I put it on my Facebook page and said, hey, Ben & Jerry's, look at this, would that end up on their page? Oh, it would. Would it?
You have to be a fan of the page.
Right, and would it put the video embeddable being played in it, too?
Well, they have the whole status up there. Yeah, but they have the choice
Well,
to
it
let
depends on
they
their
have the
page.
choice to let them in or not.
Okay. Oh, audio. So that mic you could clip onto yourself or put it on the table, and let's say you're doing what they would say run and gun, and like I want to interview all of you here in this room real quick. So I could take this mic and plug it into like the Kodak or the Pen or any of these cameras that allow a mic jack, and it records from where it's pointing. And this is a good little shotgun mic. Sennheiser is one of the best names in audio, and it's a great mic.
What's the cost on that?
Around $200. Around $200. And then, keeping it steady. These are different tripods. This one on the left, the Gorilla Pod, those are bendable. You might know about those. That's the one I used on that boat on the raft. Just took the camera, wrapped it all around, clip it on a door, a tree, a table, a chair, anything. It's really good to have in your bag. And then there's a standard tripod. Actually, with tripods, that's similar to the one I have, a Manfrotto tripod, and it's big and heavy, and it stabilizes my old Canon GL2. But thinking about traveling here at Blog World, do I want to carry that with me all around for 3 days? I don't. Actually, I flew out with Chris Brogan, and he had a piece of luggage for his tripod. And so, he wanted to have all that. And then I just met someone else, and they had a little one, and I wanted to check it out. It was like so light, $20 at some store somewhere. They just got the cheapest one, and it fits in the bag. It's light. It works. So I'm going to probably grab a little cheap one to just throw in my bag and not worry about carrying it around. See, how are we doing? I was at the Niche Digital Conference in Chicago, and another speaker teased me, and he said, in Steve Garfield's session, he's going to show you how you can have a video with a beginning and an end and no middle. And so then I had to talk about it. So I was watching a TED conference, and Robin Sloan and Matt Thompson said the future of media is everywhere all the time, and they talked about this thing, creating a media moment. And so capturing moments is their idea. Just turn the camera on, capture a little moment, turn it off, and splice together all these moments tell a story. So they had a really cool video that's, you can see, it's called the Storm Collection. You can Google that, or the direct URL is snarkmarket.com/storm. And this video is all about the beginnings of storytelling, and it comes up to the present and then looks towards the future. And the future that they see is with everybody having a device on them that can record these moments. The moments are the things that are going to be shared. And one thing they showed was this digital picture photo frame, which we have, but that this was a story about like an earthquake happening, and the daughter was sending a status home to the parents, and that little video went on the parents' picture frame with some overlaid info of where exactly she was. So it's the idea of everyone being able to capture and share moments. Now, this is really cool. So everyone's user-generated video at concerts and things. And the last time I went to a concert for Imogen Heap, who I love, she's on her blog saying, everyone, share your photos of the concert. We love them. I go to the concert, and you know, when you're shooting video and you're like this for a really long time, the concert people know that you're shooting video. So the guy comes up to him, he says, you put that away in your pocket, because if you don't, we're throwing you out of here. And I'm like, but she, I don't care what, but she, anything, just, you know, put it away. So there was like, it wasn't clear to the event venue that it was allowed. So that's what happened then. But now, there's this company that just came out, it's called SwitchCam, and they are smart, and they can go on YouTube and find all the YouTube videos that everybody shot at, for example, this Paul McCartney concert, and as it plays, all the YouTube videos on in that green box are all synced up to the same moment, and you can just sit there like clicking on the YouTube videos and see everybody else's viewpoint on the concert. And they've got a lot of concerts. They're just starting out, but they've got a few concerts that they've seeded it with. It's kind of beta. It's not really open, but it's kind of open. So go to switchcam.com and you'll see that example. So that is like the moments, you know, all brought together to tell this story. Very cool. Okay, so talking about not editing and just like one take recording is one thing, and then live streaming is another thing. This is a great way to make it easy to just grab video, not have to worry about editing, and have it something to share. So the first one here is, I'm thinking, you know, what's the story? And the way I think about these things is, this is actually beginning, middle, and end kind of story. Where we're at, what we're doing, what's the story, and you know, what's the end of the video. So in this example, this guy Mahir, does anybody remember or know who the guy on the left is, Mahir? You're nodding, one person. So way back, I don't even remember when, but he had this website, and he says, I like American, I like women, I kiss you, in broken English, and he shows himself playing ping pong and all these things. And then the Borat movie came out, and so he's like, they just made a movie about me, because Borat is like, oh, nice, I like women, right? It's the same guy. So I saw him at this conference in Boston. He's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm going to sue Borat. I'm like, can I interview you? So this is just me doing an interview with the Kodak PlaySport, because that's what I had on me.
Okay. Hello, Steve. I kiss you too. We'll meet Boston again next time. Nice?
Nice, very nice. Oh, what do you think of the movie Borat?
You must say what you think about this film.
I thought of you immediately.
His stolen me character me.
His character sounds like you.
Everybody, sen de şeymen lazım. Everybody say this.
Yeah.
Maybe I must go sue.
Well,
They haven't my permission. They movie. They did movie. My friend, all friends say Borat Solom Mahir, the character. Or writer yesterday, Wall Street Journal, many.
based on Borat.
Right, yes, Solon, real Borat Mahir.
So did you ever hear anything from them?
No, I don't
Never
know
talked to you.
No, why? I know. He must need talk with me. He must to he must to take my permission before. Mahir, we will use your character, we will use your words. He must say.
But we're here for a lawsuit.
And movie.
What's that?
We're here for the lawsuit in New York.
You're in New York for... Tell me what you're saying.
We go to New York for the lawsuit against 20th century folks in Borat.
Ah.
Yeah.
So we'll hear about this.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We will have negotiations with some solicitors in New York. And the problems, which also makes us very, very upset when we just come in with the...
Okay, you don't have to hear the whole thing, but I mean, I was like, you've come to America to sue Borat, and I'm here, getting the scoop. So I was like, put that on YouTube and tell everybody I know, because I thought that was, pretty newsworthy. And so I used that camera I had with me. Just tell me your story, and you did, and that's no editing, capturing the moment. This next one is big news in the Boston area. Wegmans supermarket just opened. Anybody here a fan of Wegmans? What?
It opened in LA?
No, see, it's very exciting. Boston. No, where I'm from, Boston. Okay. See, why you're...
I moved to Rochester.
You moved from...
I wanted to move to Rochester when I saw Wegmans for the first time. That's how much I love that.
Yeah, so Wegmans is pretty awesome, and I had no idea until I went there, and they had 20,000 people go there on the first day, and it's insane. So I took a video with that pen camera. I stuck it in my shopping cart and turned it on video mode and just drove around the store. And I did it's like a full clip, so I really didn't edit the clip. I just added a title and credits, and I made the video look like a cartoon effect because I, in some way, wanted to blur out everybody's face. And then I added some music. So we'll just look at a little bit so you can see what this thing looks like. So what do you think?
It sounds like a wedding video.
Oh, okay, thank you.
No, I thought it was very discovery. Wow, look at this new exciting.
Right, it's kind of magical in a way, I would say.
For a wedding.
Yeah. Thank you. With the pen, yeah, 1080 video, HD. So I added this harp sound every time you hit one of the end caps. I don't know if you noticed, so I thought it was kind of cool. So with this one, I tweeted it out. So I tweeted while I was there at Wegmans. I'm loving Sweaty Balls ice cream because you can't get it anywhere in Boston. This Alexander Keith's beer, which is from Nova Scotia, which nowhere could I ever get. So I like it because I can't get it. All this stuff. So they tweet me back. You made our day. Thanks for sharing all the pics. So this social media again. I'm like, okay, they might like this. Well, they loved it, and they loved the video, and then they retweeted it. So, they have thousands and thousands of people, and it's opening day. So it all is, kind of the way I do this all the time.
How quickly did you get it up after you shot it?
like either that day or the next morning, really, very right away, because that was the news day. And so that's how I think when these things happen. I'm like, I've got to just go home, drop everything, and like put this out now, and then tag it correctly so people will find it.
Steve?
Yeah.
Similar question. I noticed in a lot of your videos you don't do like a really heavy intro or outro. You just kind of do the video.
Right.
Is that very intentional to save time? Is it intentional just because you don't,
What kind of video would you like to see, or what do you mean?
I just noticed on some, I see some of your videos online in general, and a lot of them are you don't do a lot of heavy, you might edit the middle portions, but you don't have like a big lead-in or big outro. You
No,
keep it pretty simple.
I do. I think of capturing moments is kind of my style. I think of, a real, authentic moment, right? Like, so when I do the show, we turn the camera on, shoot the show, and it's pretty much, so I plan ahead to, in my mind, I know what the story is or how I want to do it, so that ends up being less editing, because I kind of know where I'm going. Now, this is really cool. Adam Westbrook wrote this blog post, The 10 Common Video Storytelling Mistakes and How to Avoid Them, and he talked about shooting in sequences. And he had this statement, which was, sequences are a series of shots showing a single action, creating the illusion of a continuous moment. So, what he means is, what I've been showing is these one takes and do it live, and it's a one-shot kind of thing. So this is getting into, if you want to do a little more than that and start thinking about editing and why would I edit and what that all means. So this is next, I'm going to show you a clip of a sequence of this Ford car auto parking, backing into a space by my friend Amber MacArthur for her show. And you'll see how they edited this. And Chris Dick is the editor.
As I let the Ford Focus work its magic, I can sit back, lift my hands off the wheel, and squeeze into a tight spot. With my rearview cam, I can tell how close I'm getting to the car behind me. And with built-in sensors, I can make sure to stay a safe distance away.
So that's a pretty awesome shot. Like, you could have done a wide shot and just show the car go in. That's maybe the way I would think. But he thought, okay, I'm going to shoot this, the reflection, the side view mirror. They must have done the parking like 10 times, so he could get all of those shots. And then he had all the shots, and then he had to go back and edit them together to make it look like it happened in one shot. So that's fun, and it's more work, but that's a cool thing to think about. How are we doing? We have 1 minute left, but I don't think there's anything coming in next. But I'll try and finish on time and have room for questions. So, live streaming. So live streaming is cool because you turn on the camera, you live stream, your show goes out, you hit stop, and you're done, and it's archived. No editing. So different solutions for that are, one site is Ustream, and there are 3 versions of software you can get through Ustream. Ustream Producer Free is really great because it's free. It's a desktop app. It works on the Mac and the PC, and you can do a live show with whatever camera, like your webcam or whatever camera is hooked up. Producer Pro and Producer Studio Pro give you more features, which might be like multiple cameras or things like that. Telestream is here in the trade show. They're the first booth on the right. Really cool. I use their software. They give it to me to test. They actually produce the Ustream software for them, so it's like white-labeled Wirecast software. Wirecast 4 allows you to do this live streaming, but you can pick where you want to stream to. So in addition to Ustream, you can use this to live stream. and a bunch of other sites. There's a whole list on their site. So Telestream Wirecast, very cool. There's add-on features for this, which lets you do HD video, have scoreboards if you're doing sports. There's like a million cool features for it. And then, let's see, Livestream is the other live streamer program, and they have a free one called Procaster. The screenshot is just me live streaming a snowstorm at my house. Doing it from the cell phone is, people live stream from a cell phone. I like Quick. I worked with Quick early on. And then there's also Ustream Broadcaster, 2 different iPhone programs to do live streaming right from your phone. So I was in Paris, and Fashion Night Out happened all around the world. It happened in LA. And you saw it? Oh, wow. Where are you?
I was doing a fashion night out here, and I saw yours came obviously a few hours earlier. It was cool. You were outside a store that was just like...
Yeah, I was in Paris on the street where it's like fashion night. It's the place to be for fashion night. And my friend in Boston was running Fashion Night Boston. So I did the video as quick as possible. I recorded it on my iPhone walking down the street. And so she put it on the Facebook Fashion Night Out Boston page, so they had it the morning of. Yep, so this is capturing a moment and just putting it up real quick. So it was really exciting, and so you could see what it was like in Paris. It was really fun. So wrapping up this Get Seen by sharing, I told you a bunch about how I think and share as soon as I do it, and do it really quick. So if something's happening in the news, if it's topical, I'm thinking that it's something that other people are going to want to see, like the Wegmans opening or Fashion Night. Timely, I'm trying to put it up immediately when I get home, as soon as possible, and share that I just recorded it. And I like to tag it correctly so that you guys, you're in the other fashion nights, and I probably put some tagging on it so you saw it. Now, people are saying that doing video helps you get seen, right? So you search Google for video for Wegmans in Northborough, in Massachusetts, where it is, and there are 45 results when I put this together last week. So there was only 45 results in video for this Wegmans Northborough, and when you look at the full page, mine's like number 7. So it really works. New tools for your... so these are new tools. This is the wrap-up part. So do you guys know on YouTube, there's a page called youtube.com/create. And they keep adding these new tools to help you produce video. And the newest one that just came out is this one, Video. It's very cool. You can almost do anything for editing online on YouTube now. I think Video is here. Has anybody seen them in the trade show? Yeah. Oh, 10 minutes, okay. So here's what the interface looks like. And it looks just like iMovie or Final Cut, and it's a great editor online on YouTube. And then this is the second page of different things on there. Extra Normal, do you guys know that one? You can make a video like without video, and you can type in the text, and you can have little cartoons talk. It's really cool. And the thing about that is if you're a good writer and can have a great story, which content, and these little characters are talking about, oh, Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street, and it's funnier than that content. It can be a pretty cool video. So Google+, how many people are on Google+, just to see? Oh, a few people, yeah. not many people are taking advantage of video on Google. I think it's a good time to jump in and be known as like the Google Plus Hangout video person. My friend John Herman, he does a weekly game show on Google Plus Hangouts. And he says the game show's starting and 9 people can get in, and then he has them do things in the little, for you, those of you who don't know, it's all live streamed and 10 people can be on at the same time. And when one person talks, they pop up to the big window. So he has a game show and he gives away prizes. And Google was blogging about different ways people are using Hangouts. And John Herman has a weekly game show. And then he got a sponsor because he wears a tux. He got a bow tie sponsor. And like, it's just going crazy. But he was early, so you guys all have these niche interests that you're passionate about. Try something on Google+. No. His idea is, the thing about it is that if you get in, you're in, and then, you know, it's gone when it's done. But some of the people who go in it, like Michael Mozart, he captures the whole thing and then puts it on YouTube. So some people do capture it.
They're just using like ScreenFlow or something?
Yep, they're using a Mac capture program, and they're saving it and then archiving it later. And there are ways that I'm experimenting with of what I want to do. Like I have this show, stevegarfield.tv, and we use this to have guests on. We used a TriCaster, and we made the Hangout live to my show. You could use a Wirecast, has a desktop presenter, so you select the Hangout, and so then you switch to your camera, you're live on your camera, you say, now we're going to go to the Google Hangout, and you switch to the desktop presenter, which is streaming a snapshot of what's...
Do you think they're like, I bet they put this in YouTube live at some point? The streaming.
They're not going to do it. I saw them on a chat, on a Google Hangout, the Google people, they're like, well, can you let us stream it and save it? And they're like, no, we're probably never going to let you save it, because I think they're afraid of issues of saving it. I don't know why. So get seen by sharing. Ramon DeLeon, he's here. He's got the 6 Domino's in Chicago. So when people order pizzas, he goes on Twitter and he presses the camera button and he records a video on his iPhone. He's like, here's your pizza. It's in the oven and you're going to be getting it, you know, Bob Johnson, soon. And he tweets it out. And the people are like, what? And then, or he'll tweet out if it's a company and they ordered a bunch of pizzas for lunch. He's like, here they all are done, look. And then he sends it out. So the people who get the tweet are like, what? The guy just tweeted me that the pizza's ready? And so then I was thinking of that when I tweeted the video to the people who were coming over. I wanted to show them what it was like in the studio, you know, the shoot. And the marketing person came up to me and she was like, that was so awesome that you showed me what it was going to be like before I got here, because then I knew what to expect. And I'm like, this thing works. You know, it's great. Oh, so, okay. Facebook timely topic page. So the 1 million moms were mad at Ben & Jerry's for doing sweaty balls. And I was like, well, is there a 1 million dads site on Facebook? And there wasn't. So I'm like, okay, well, I've got to make one. And so I wanted to make sure it's like a parody site, because you know, I don't want to get in trouble. So I put it on there, I put the pictures, I put my video, you know, everybody's liking it, and it's just a way to have a place where, so the media is looking for, okay, there's the 1 million moms, who's against this, or who is on the other side of the story? And I've done this before on other issues, and they look around and it's only me, so then they call me, you want to be interviewed, da-da-da. So if you want to do that, it's really easy to do a Facebook, you know, page for something like that. So thank you. That's my book, Get Seen. It's at the Wiley booth if you want to take a look at it. And if you make videos and want me to look at them and show me what you're doing, I'm on Twitter at Steve Garfield. And we have some time for questions. If anyone wants to come up to the mic, we can do that.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for all that great information. Appreciate the mix of tactical and strategic. It's really helpful. My question's about the live streaming. If you could contrast, if you had to pick between Ustream and Livestream, those two services. I know I've used Ustream a lot, but I haven't used Livestream. People keep suggesting maybe I should, and I'm wondering if you could compare and contrast at all, or if there's other ones out there that you might recommend.
I mean, I have a lot of experience with Ustream and Livestream. I just tend to use Ustream more, and the reason for that is I did a live shoot for, it was like a whole day-long shoot at an ad agency, and they had speakers coming up all day, and I wanted to have the whole live stream go, but I wanted to capture each speaker separately. So with Ustream, you can archive them. You can say, start recording. So nothing's happening, and then the introduction's about to happen, so I say, start recording. That whole session happens. I go, end recording, give it a name, and I say, send to YouTube, and the thing's on YouTube. So for that workflow, Ustream was great. If you go to the, 5 minutes, thanks. If you go to the .tv booth, you'll see they're using Livestream, and the reason that Livestream's great is because they have their cameras going to Livestream, and then they also have this remote one that they're walking around with, and so they have a second camera, and on the livestream.com interface, there's like a producer panel. So anyone, anywhere in the world can be sitting at that producer panel, and they can see the live stream from the show floor, and then they can see the live stream from the guy walking around, and they can pick which camera, add titles and credits and overlays and lower thirds, and produce a show with the online web console. So that's a reason why live stream's good. So, I mean, they're both good.
Hey, I do a Blog Talk radio show, and I used to do podcast, and I'd love to take that into video as well. So if you know of any formats where you can interview people in different locations, what you would recommend in that situation?
That is the greatest question of all, because it's really difficult to answer. How do you interview someone who's remote and record it and put it on a show? So a lot of people use Skype, and there's a number of... So if you do Skype, you can use a screen recorder. So if you have you and the person on the screen, actually in the Telestream booth, they have this thing called ScreenFlow on the Mac. People love that. And so you just record it, and then you put that up. There's a bunch more. You know what? I'll tweet out a link. I wrote a blog post about it. Are you on a PC or a Mac? Mac? Okay. Yep, that's a good solution. Now, another... well, so for Mac and PC, there's a vendor here at the show, on the show floor, called Spreecast. I don't know if you've gone to their booth yet, S-P-R-E-E Cast. They're at the back of the show floor, and they've got this solution. So you can just have people join in, and you can say when you want to record and when you want to end, and you've got your show recorded, so you don't even need to get involved in, screen capturing. So that's it's cool. It's brand new. Yep.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. I've been following you for like 10 years since I was in Boston, too. So
oh, awesome.
Nice to see you. Quick question. I'm doing a lot of international traveling, and I'm trying to do a lot of writing at the same time in video, but I'm having so much trouble getting the stuff loaded up online, especially with weird Wi-Fi connections and, unstable stuff. Like I was in Africa all last week, and I had so much cool stuff happening, but it kills me that I wasn't uploading video every second. Do you have any good tips for when you're on the road and you have literally minutes to get stuff up?
So, well, I just went to London and Paris, and I didn't want to pay for a cell phone.
Yeah, you get it's $20 a minute.
Right. So what am I going to do? So I actually, I went to where I could find free Wi-Fi, and my best place was at the Louvre. There's an Apple store in the basement. And so my wife was like, "Where are we going?" "We're going to the Louvre, just for a little bit." Again, so I went to all the hotel Wi-Fi. The hotel internet was ridiculously bad. So I found some good coffee shops that had better Wi-Fi. That's probably about all I know.
Parks in Paris, too.
What's that?
Parks in Paris, too.
Parks in Paris? Yeah. There was a museum in Paris. Oh, the Tate Modern in London. The Tate Modern in London is the best museum ever. Free Wi-Fi, and they let you take pictures of wherever you want. Okay. I hate museums that don't let me take pictures. But really, I don't.
What do you think the best system is
to
use to just shoot and upload?
Oh, so in Paris, the thing. Well, I use the iPhone.
So does iPhone just load?
The most reliable since your connection might be, here or there, is to record it and have it on the phone and then go find a place to upload it. Yeah. All right, well, thank you all for coming. It was fun.